These guidelines have not come suddenly. It was a work in progress for the last 3-4 years. There were 2 judgments of Supreme Court in the case of Pranjula of 2018 that sexual manifestation of women should be avoided. That would be a tough guideline. Then Facebook case of 2019 September, if there are messages which lead to violence, riots, etc., there should be a mechanism. There were demands of the parliament cutting across party divide in 2018 from me against fake news, against all these entries depicting women in bad light. Then there was a consultation and thereafter the guidelines are there. We gave them 3 months' time. What we wanted? Have a grievance redressal officer, have a no compliance officer for the complying of the grievance redressal, and a nodal officer of contact with the government. These guidelines don't deal with the use of social media. They deal with the abuse and misuse of social media so that people can complain about their misuse when they are being defamed, when women's dignity is being compromised, and all these things. Others have followed, they have not followed. There is a proper rule, Rule 7 of the guideline, which says if you don't comply with the guideline, then the consequence is under Section 79, you may lose your intermediary status and you may become liable to other laws, including penal laws of the country. Therefore, if something is happening, it is not happening because of me, it is happening because of law, namely Clause 7 of the rules guidelines. I am not declared it, the law has declared it, be very clear. And I don't think I need to talk to Twitter through ANI. Okay? They have been representing. If others had followed, why can't they follow? We are asking only 3 officers to be appointed now. We don't think we are asking for the moon, are we? We also said you can pick up any one of your own employee as an interim arrangement. Therefore, the point is simply the intent. And once the 3 months period exhausted on the 26th of May, I further gave a last opportunity by way of goodwill gesture. Let's be more accommodating. On the establishment of office, you can take few months' time for clearance, etc. from RBI. I understand that. But who stops you? Do you have an office here or not? Do you earn ad revenue from here or not? Come on, we all know these things. Okay. Therefore, the whole issue is, why should you not comply? And one thing more I would like to raise here. When Indian companies go to do IT business in America or other countries, do they follow the laws of America or other countries or not? When Indian pharma companies go to manufacture medicine in America, do they follow American laws or not? If you have to do business in India, you are welcome to criticize the Prime Minister, all of us, we welcome that. But you will have to obey the Constitution of India and you will have to obey the rules of India. One thing I must tell you, when these profit companies start lecturing us on democracy, then surely I would like to ask a question. India is a democracy because there is election fair. We won Assam, we lost Bengal recently. There is an independent judiciary, Supreme Court, High Court, which keeps on asking questions. In the COVID cases, you may have seen very tough questions were asked, and rightly so. We are following it. There's independent media, you are asking a senior minister of Government of India all the tough questions. That's what democracy is about. And where the freedom of speech is a fundamental right under 19(1). Therefore, these issues are important. But under the garb of all this, if you are thinking that I will not comply with the guidelines, then I think it is a misplaced argument.